Hey, peace to the family. This is Ikemba Jore of We Charge Colonialism. Um, we Charge Colonialism is a grassroots think tank, and part of our work is putting out this information to combat colonial education, colonial media, and inform our people on what colonialism looks like and ways that we can overturn it. This particular segment right here that I'm going to be doing probably on a daily basis as much as I can is examining Dr. Amos N. Wilson's work, The Blueprint for Black Power, Moral, Political, and Economic Imperative for the 21st Century. And so the plan is for me to just go over a passage of the book each time that I do this segment, a paragraph, and sort of examine it, break it down a bit. So this isn't going to be a long discussion, somewhere between 5 to 8 minutes, where I'll just be going over different sections of the Blueprint for Black Power. So anybody out there that wants to, read along with me and join this discussion, definitely check We Charge Colonialism, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can look at the replays or you can join the discussion live. So appreciate you all that are viewing this now, will be viewing this in the future. Just make sure that you like this, subscribe to the channel, We Charge Colonialism, like this video, and share it with folks. So I'm gonna get right into it. Like I said, this isn't gonna be long. I'm reading from the Blueprint for Black Power. Just gonna read a paragraph and get into that a little bit. And then next time we'll go into the next paragraph. The objective is we're going to go through this whole book. I think it's important that we study this blueprint that has been laid out by Dr. Amos N. Wilson. He's given us the strategies, the methods for attaining power as a collective. And so it's up for us, I feel like, to, we need to embody what he laid out and put it into practice if we're really serious about achieving power as a people. So let me go into it, starting from chapter 1, what is power? So he starts off the chapter. He says the definitions of power are various and conflicting. This is due mainly to the multifarious nature of power itself, rather than due to its unreality or ephemeral spirit. Few, if any of us, doubt the reality of power and the tangible effects its application engenders. Our confusion as to its exact definition more likely flows from the fact that power, depending on context and circumstances, assumes ubiquitous shapes and forms, varying degrees of transparency and visibility. Power is a chameleon. It takes on the texture of its environment. So he's starting off the book just wanting us to have a basic understanding of what power is, and not necessarily going into what the definition of power is, but how power shows up and and how it impacts us in society as individuals and as a group. And so this particular chapter, this is opening up what he's going to do in this particular chapter in regards to looking at the different forms or methods of power. Because power, depending on the whole thing about power is exercised to achieve a particular objective, a particular goal, right? Whether it's to prevent something from happening or it's to bring something into fruition, to produce something. And so in the last sentence in this paragraph, when he say power is a chameleon, it takes on the texture of its environment. The exercise of power, depending on what method you feel like it will be, expedite you achieving your goal, or what method is suitable or appropriate for this current circumstances. Power can show up in different ways. Power can be used as force. You can use power in the form of manipulation or influence, coercion. So all of these different methods can be used, but it's up for us to look for the appropriate use of power. But one thing, though, I feel like we still need to be righteous in our use of power. But manipulation, I don't think necessarily, because that's a method of power. Manipulation might not necessarily mean something negative to try to influence or trick someone into doing something. If you're in a war and you're combating or you're fighting against your enemy, manipulation might be a good use of power. So one of the things he talks about is like, don't be scared of this word power and to exercise power. And one of the things that I think we have seen in the last few weeks in regards to the lack of exercise of power on our part as African people is what we're seeing in the news with Kyrie and Kanye West. And I'm just using them as examples because this is like the talk right now. This is in the news. But we're showing the lack of power. I see there's a lot of people who want to support Kyrie and want to support Kanye West, but there's no organization behind it. And so when we look at what happened to Kanye West and Kyrie Irving in regards to them losing resources, um, in regards to organizations not wanting to or deal with Kanye West or Kyrie anymore, so they're losing contracts, they're losing all of these deals. It's showing organization and power on the part of those people that they are dependent on for their livelihood. Because at the end of the day, there's this dependency that they have on this power structure. And so the power structure, those people in power are like, hold on, we're cutting the checks anyway. So we're not going to sit up and just let you think that you can say what you say about us. And so they show, the exercise of power by stripping particular resources from them. Now, on the part, I think Kanye West and Kyrie as individuals, they haven't been able to, what did they do? They have come out and apologized against these people because they don't have no power of organization behind them. But it also speaks to the precarious situation that we're in as African people, because this is the relationship that we have with the power structure. Kanye West and Kyrie Irving is just an individual. But what does that say about us as a group if the power structure wanted to strip certain things from us if we don't behave or act in a particular way? And so this is something that we need to think about. And in this book, we're going to get into like what is power, what are bases of power, and what we need to do as a people to be able to counterbalance power used against us. So, like I said, I wasn't intending to do a long, broadcast, but I'm going to come back tomorrow and go into the next paragraph or two and discuss that. So appreciate you for tuning in. And again, make sure you like and share this. We're going through Dr. Amos N. Wilson's The Blueprint for Black Power, a moral, political, economic imperative for the 21st century. So peace and power, y'all. Make sure you go to our website, wechargecolonialism.org, and make sure that you subscribe to the channel and get others to subscribe as well. So until next time, peace out, family.